That's sweet. Greetings. Happy Sunday. Hi, Lawrence. How are you?
I'm good. Heidi, I made it.
You made it.
Crawling over to the desk. Not,
Yes. Yeah. Your
not
body is
literally, but I
hurting.
was.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, we'll get into that. But how you doing?
Okay. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. Ready for another
Good week for you.
journey. Yeah,
Yeah, good
we're doing
weekend.
all right. Trucking
Right on.
along and purging and cleaning and all that good stuff. So,
There you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's rev it up here.
Boom. Yeah. Superstart. One,
One,
two.
two, three.
Nice.
Activate.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's been quite a last few days for me, but I'm going to be stumbling into this week. For the viewers, your boy Lawrence was reaching into the corner of his closet a few days back, and the back went out, the old back,
Jeez. Yeah.
and been kind of moving around like pretty slowly these days, but
Okay. Okay.
so starting to kind of turn the
Ah,
corner.
it
Um,
spasmed right away, huh? Is it like
well, it's
mid,
kind of like,
lower?
oh,
Yeah.
I've told you, Heidi, this happened 2 times before.
Uh-huh.
Last time was many years ago. First time was in my 20s when I just moved. Uh, not to the first place at Zelza, but the second
Right. The
apartment.
second place.
And in that
Hi.
case, a long day of moving, and that's a kind of funny thing. It's like straw that broke my back, or camel's
Uh-huh.
back, me being the camel. Long day of moving, and then there's like a potted plant in the corner, and you just walk over to move it. And as soon as I
Mhm.
bent over to move it, my back went out then. So
Oh, geez.
I can't say it's age because I was 20, whatever, 26 then.
Yeah. So this
Ha-
round is just like
yeah.
a freak accident.
Yeah, back just went out, and it was a muscle spasms and things, and some stretches that have been helpful, and put a
Okay.
little heat on and do whatever. But
Okay.
it is a bit of a setback, and
Setback.
that's a segue.
That's the segue of
That's a
tonight's
segue.
little
I think we'll talk a little
conversation.
bit about that. I think that's a thing because hey, let's the people are checking in here in
TK.
Tennessee.
Hi,
Bigfoot.
TK.
Hello.
For
That's the
sure.
thing is that part of like planning and prepping, and that's kind of the thing that I do. And I'm working with people and doing nutrition is like, oh, I want a meal plan. I want this kind of plan. I want it like, and
Mhm.
people like some structure and schedule. And that's good. But one
Mhm.
thing that sort of useful to consider is like, you make plans for when everything is going to go the way that you think.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the like how things are going to actually
How
go.
it actually goes. Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
and those setbacks are going to happen. Things are going to get thrown off. And then, like with me, with my back, it's like, oh, okay. Like you take for granted certain things like, oh, tying my shoes is kind of hard right now. And,
Mhm.
I got to take the trash out right now
Mhm.
and get
Mhm.
out to the grocery store. Had to move my car for street cleaning out there. Like I got to get in my car. That was hard. Um,
So what used to take you seconds
yeah,
takes a
and
long time. You have to
it
maneuver
gives you a good
carefully.
chance to take stock in like what you're thankful for. It's like when we've said this before that a person, healthy person has a million wishes and an unhealthy person has one.
Mm, mm. Which is
Let that
wishing
one
more.
sink in, right?
That's a good little
That's a
another.
deep one, but when you're sick, when you're feeling, all you want is to go back to like all I would love right now is for my back to feel better. you know,
Did you have to push a lot of your stuff, to the side? Did your work
Yeah,
suffer?
a
Did
little bit
your
because it was tough.
Mhm.
Sitting was like that first day, just being in the chair is really hard. I have a sit to stand desk, but oddly enough, it's one of those crank ones.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like standing too long isn't that great either. But sitting doesn't feel good. And cranking up and down wasn't really a fun thing to think about. I
Uh-huh.
like to sit to stand just to be able to have the option.
Choice.
But that was also the thing. I was like, man, I kind of want this thing to be electronic. I could just move it up and down fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some appointments had to be put off, and just kind of not able to like grind it out at the desk at the computer. Even
Uh-huh.
bringing the laptop like into my bed, it was just kind of awkward. I didn't feel there wasn't really a good position to be in.
I get it. I get it.
Well, here
That's
we are, right? And so
mhm.
it's one of those setbacks, but setbacks can be good. It's with time to take stock and reflect, and
Yeah.
it's time to also kind of moving forward. Go, okay, now I want to plan for the things that showed up during this setback that were difficult,
Okay.
right?
And yes, TKB, one little body part goes out, totally changes your perspective in light in an instant.
It
Absolutely
super
does. Hi,
does,
Dr.
yeah.
Blair.
No, I mean it absolutely does. I mean,
Yeah.
especially the back. Not mean
Oh
any,
gosh, back
but
stuff.
you know,
Yeah.
your back is like it's a big deal. Or you know, have you ever had like a neck strain and then you're doing like the
Always.
Batman
Yeah.
because you
I
get
that's my problem is the neck part. The C1,
yeah.
C2, C3 is my
And these
yeah.
are things that like you know, when you get while the getting's good, and that's the other thing is like when things are good, to take advantage of that and to, you know, do all the work when you're healthy, like do the maintenance, do the stretching, do the preventive, to minimize, you know, the fallout if anything happens.
And nothing happens to your body, the setback of it all. So you are, yeah, epitome of health and fitness, and yet even your back goes out. So what are your protocols that you do for it? Like, what do you do for
Well,
something
I
like
mean,
that?
so right now, like I said, it's just it's sort of flared up. Today's the first day. It's just not like super, you know, troubly.
Mhm,
Uh, there is a stretch that I like to do. It's kind of like impossible to show and explain, but
mhm,
that's kind of what I've gone to. And even before, like even if my back is not out, if it's just kind of sore and achy, a lot of times it's just sitting. It's just sitting too long. Certain muscles get weaker. The
mhm.
hips you get tight. And what actually is feeling is a back pain, and I think that's what's happening now. It's really a referred pain from the hips and the glutes. So one of the stretches I do, um, you kind of lay on your side, lift your leg up, pull it back, pull the leg back. What you're doing is you're purposely fatiguing certain muscles in the glutes and hips, and it calms them down, kind of turns them off,
Okay.
and then the back pain goes away.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, I go on a
Helpful
sports
tip.
channel called Athlean X for that one. Maybe
Okay.
later in the chat or something, I'll go back to your page and I'll put that link of the stretch.
Nice.
Really, it does help.
A
So there's
good
that. As
stretch
far as
plan.
like
Okay.
my maintenance and stuff, like I hang
Mm.
from a straight bar.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. I
You know,
was
I do
telling
that
you
every
about
day
that.
for like the
Mhm.
discs. I do have an inversion table.
Oh.
I try to
Mhm.
get that in. So that's a big difference because and now an inversion table, when you have a muscle issue, you don't want to go on an inversion table. You
Okay. I
don't,
think I remember hearing that. Mhm.
because that's not what that's for. In fact, when you get inverted back, your body wants to tighten up a bit. The inversion is good for disc health and disc maintenance to pull apart the vertebrae, get some space in there, and that helps to get fluid into the discs. So yeah, so those are very different things. If you get referred pain, if you get pain down the back of your leg, like the sciatic nerve,
Uh-huh. I
that's like
know
where a
people with that.
disc is butting up against that nerve. You're going to get pain shooting down the back of your leg. The further down that pain is, the more that nerve is really pinched, you
Mhm.
know, impinged. And so, you know, you get tingly, you know, even all the way down to the ankles and feet. So that's a different thing.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
that's kind of important for anybody out there in case, God forbid, anything, you know, with your back. But
Yeah.
those are very different things. And then, you know, the lumbar support in my chair, it's kind of built in, but you can buy standalone ones. One of the worst things for back, for sitting, we're talking about back here, but um, good time to
We
do
need
it.
it. Yeah.
Car seats, right? So car seats or
Oh, good
squishy
call.
couches, those are problems because your your hips are going to be lower than your knees. And when your hips are down lower than your knees,
Oh, yeah.
they're going to roll under and cause the natural curve in the lower back to begin to flatten. That's going to put pressure on the lower spine. And the L5S1, lumbar
That's why people
5,
struggle driving when
sacrum
they have
1.
back. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
And
those little pillow things help? You just stick
the
that little guy
wedges,
the
yeah. So
wedges.
get a wedge
So
under your butt if you're too
mhm,
sunk in, like in a bucket seat in a car. And I'm really long-legged and tall. That's a problem for me if I'm in certain cars. Get a wedge underneath you
mhm,
to prop up your hips, and then a little lumbar support behind to kind of fill in that curve. It's called lordosis, the natural curve
mhm,
in the spine. So yeah, those are just like some things. I was lucky enough to, you know, work for a physical therapist that showed me the ropes on some of that. But
mhm, mhm.
yeah, and it's a setback. And like, you know, the thing that the old reliable, this is also another big take home as far as health is like the diet is can be controlled though every day. And like,
Yeah.
you know, we put too much reliance on like, oh, I better exercise all the time. But you can't outrun a bad diet. So my diet is fine. I mean, that doesn't vary, right? So I know, like,
You're very anti-inflammatory too, right? So does
yeah,
that help
yeah,
there?
certainly. I think that I recover pretty fast
Mhm.
relative to people who are eating a standard American diet. I
Yeah.
am taking a little extra magnesium
Okay.
glycinate. It's a natural muscle relaxer. So, in the body, calcium is responsible for contracting the muscles, tightening the muscles, and then magnesium works counter to that to relax the muscles.
Okay.
So your body will burn through magnesium in times of stress or times of injury. So you do want to think of
Didn't know that.
adding. Now,
Okay.
so anybody out there with magnesium, look at the magnesium you have. Magnesium oxide
Mhm.
would not be ideal for that because it's more of a laxative form of
Oh,
magnesium.
that's what yeah. I think I had that at
Yeah,
my craft service table. Someone's like, "Why do
magnesium
you have this here? People are
oxide.
gonna get the shits." Excuse my
It
French.
can if you take
Too much.
enough, right?
Okay.
Magnesium malate, which is bonded with malic acid, is very good for muscles, or magnesium glycinate, which is what I have,
Okay.
bound with glycine. That's good for just kind of you know well absorbed form of magnesium. So
Nice, nice. What are your thoughts? I see that TKB. So he's doing he has simple copper bracelets
mm,
and the crystals of bed for the grounding when you sleep and stuff. Do you
yeah,
have what do you think of those grounding mats?
I think they're cool. I don't have one, so
Oh,
maybe I
okay.
don't think enough about them. But maybe I should.
Yeah, they have are under your feet
I
maybe
have
when
some
you're
friends that
yeah.
have things like this.
Uh-huh.
Now I am into like the idea of grounding in what also called earthing,
Mhm.
and I do it like barefoot outside.
Mhm.
I live a couple miles from the beach, so you get those
So grounding. Yeah.
negative ions.
Yeah.
Um, there's electrons that are coming off of the ground, coming off of trees. When you have free radicals in your body, those are unstable molecules looking for an electron,
Mhm.
an antioxidant, free radicals looking to be stabilized. The earth gives those off.
Okay.
And so you're getting an anti inflammatory effect. Trees give off terpenes that are also useful for that. So, yeah, being around
That's right.
nature,
Nature's a
really
good one. We
useful.
have a good episode with that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know it was asking to do bath salt magnesium. Is that the same
Yeah.
as what
Epsom
you're taking?
salt,
Into
do
okay. Oh,
like a
Epsom.
soak. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, like
Mhm.
people do that a lot, foot soak or soak in
Do
the
you have a
tub.
tub? Do you have it in your
I
apartment,
have a
right?
tub, but that's also thing is like kind of tricky for me
It's the getting
to.
in and out. Yeah.
For those that
And
know,
you're
no,
long
I'm like a
tall.
long, langly, gangly thing. Like I'm not like it's not. It
It's not
doesn't look good when
conducive.
when
You
my
need a
back
pool
is
for your
out. I
tub.
just look. It looks really stupid. It looks really
Uh,
stupid. I'm
ah.
mostly leg.
Okay.
And so it's hard.
Yes, you are.
Bathtubs are a little trickier when I'm not, when I'm not kind of feeling great about getting out. But
Yeah.
during the time when everything's good, be a
Yeah.
good option.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good.
Um,
Well then.
yeah, I think that
Dang.
that's it.
So
Is
you're just riding it out,
I'm
really.
writing it out. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
And letting it
basically
heal.
it.
I know you said your world's better today than several days ago, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing. Oh, yeah, he's sending love for your back. Um,
Absolutely.
that's
I
crazy.
mean, it's really weird when you just move like it feels like you're just moving like centimeters in the wrong direction and you're like, don't do
Oof.
that.
Yeah.
And your body tells you to slow down and hold on to something and move slow, like just kind of changing
Yeah.
clothes and
Yeah. Yeah. Those setbacks, those little
setbacks.
setbacks, and your
Setbacks are
demeanor
going to happen.
yeah, they're gonna happen. You can really you stress and wig out, or you just go in protective mode, right, and protect your body and just
Flow it.
slow down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You were saying about my demeanor?
Your demeanor with stress? What?
You said your demeanor and then I cut you off or something happened.
Oh, I don't even remember. Just your demeanor going through, like how you were. What was I saying? Just your demeanor through it all. Like you're
Yeah.
feeling you can handle the pain more, and it's alleviating right
Yeah.
now. But setbacks with demeanor, as far as it can really stress you the f out and ruin your day, and then you start spiraling everything else, or you take
Yeah.
the setback as an opportunity to pause and
Yeah.
assess.
Well, the
And
first thing, if you're in a setback, imagine like you're in a hole now. And
uh,
the worst thing to, the first thing you want to do when you're in a hole is like stop digging. Like,
mm,
if you have one problem, which is the back, worrying about the back and being mad about the back is a second problem.
mm,
Now you
mm,
have two.
mm, mm-hmm.
Like, because this
Okay.
happened. Like, there's a circle of control when it comes to that. It's the things that I can control and then the things I can't. At that moment, well, we're doing this right now. The only thing I can control is my response to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we tend to add problems, to existing problems through
Mm-hmm.
the way we see it. Oh my God, now this is bad. Now this is bad. And this is bad. And you can actually reframe it and say, okay, what's good about this? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe it's giving me a little time to reflect on some things. Maybe I need to hit pause on my work schedule. Maybe now I'll do some things moving forward when I get better that's going to actually help me more in the long term. That's one of the biggest things to think about with setbacks is that always pull the lesson from it, because the lesson might result in a huge win, like a bigger win than if it never happened, right?
Yeah.
That if
Like
it never happened, like
you had to go through it to learn a lesson.
how
Yes.
many things in our
Very
life
big.
are like, and everybody right now can do that mentally. I'll ask you the question and your brain is going to go somewhere. Think of a time in your life when it was rock bottom, the darkest days of your life, and some of the biggest challenges. And almost always, it's like you go back, there's something out of that came that
Mm-hmm.
it strengthened some aspect of you. It gave you fresh perspective on something. It allowed you to appreciate something more. It made you make a new decision that said, I'm never going to go there again. And
Mm.
then here you are. So
Yeah.
that's kind of where my mind goes when these things happen. It's not
Good.
always easy
Yeah.
because you get ticked off sometimes. Like it's not simple to do that, but then have a process for dealing with setbacks like that, saying, okay, big
And it's
picture here.
mental. It's mental.
Mental.
It's a mind. You're in your mind. TKB. I'll ask Lawrence too. He follows the barometric pressure religiously. It affects us when it shifts. Any thoughts on
Mm.
that? And I notice a difference with my kids. You mean like when
Yeah.
we call it cozy time. We can just feel it in the air when it's time to
Yeah.
get cozy and hibernate a
Feel it
little
in your
bit. Hi,
bones
Lulu
kind of thing.
Bell. Happy to see you, Lulu. Yeah. What do you have any alignment with that?
I have alignment with it, but I know nothing about it.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
I mean, it totally makes sense.
mm-hmm,
And obviously, remember, we grew up in the Midwest, and the
mm-hmm.
weather, you could certainly, there was just
You
more
can feel it
weather.
coming. Yeah, it was more
It's
seasons.
like
Yeah.
there's a lot of weather.
Yes.
Like you guys, when we were kids and Heidi and I were kids, we had like dorky meteorologists
Yeah, they were
doing
the
the what,
best.
like they knew they were meteorologists. You move to
True
LA and you have like
meteorologist.
hot weather chicks. Like it's
Yeah.
like just a totally different thing. Like 99% of the time is there's no real weather. It's just the same.
Yeah.
The Midwest is like weather by the hour.
Yeah. It changed all the time.
So,
Although I do have to say, because you're by the beaches, you're down on the beach, and I'm like a higher elevation,
yeah,
more desert. So we probably do have a little bit of a different
there's
system
some
once in a
differences.
while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
We'll
And
see
I
what
mean, I
we.
will say this. I will say for me,
Hmm.
uh, since I moved to the South Bay, we don't see the 100 degrees and all that. I do know this,
Hmm.
that when it gets to like 97, 98 and above, my energy gets zapped. I'm just not built. I'm not built for heat. I'm just really,
Hmm.
and I mean, it's like a switch goes off in me. I'm like, oh boy, like I really get affected when I'm
You
overheated.
shut down. Your body shuts down. It's like, stop. Okay.
That's
And we
specifically
hated
once I get a
humidity.
little cooler, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I just turn right back on. It's like a
Yeah.
very strange thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
Giant and I are polar opposites. He's like the polar bear and I can do the heat. My dad and
Mm,
I when at that 110, if it's not the humid, I can sit out there and it feels like a spa or sauna. And I just let my
yeah.
bones like feel it, but then I go inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I mean, it's everybody has their thing. So yeah, but
everybody's got their
pressure,
thing.
barometric pressure,
Yeah.
certainly probably worth looking into.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
that.
I'm glad you're fine. Do you have to take any anti-inflammatories? Are you doing that
Well, I don't
too?
have to, but
For you.
yeah, I mean, I've been curcumin. I got vitamin C. I'm taking the magnesium.
Nice. Okay.
And that's kind of
That's
what I'm
about
doing.
it. All right.
Well, one thing with that too. That's the other thing with pain, especially when you have something going on with your back or like a joint. You
Mhm.
don't want to block out the pain, because
Oh,
if you block out the pain, you don't get the signal that's telling you to move a certain way. And then
to
you're going to
correct
move in
it.
a way that's so dumb because you have no pain signal. You might make
Mhm.
things worse. So I don't
Ah,
want to do that. I want to feel the pain of where I need my mobility, my range of where I'm comfortable and where I'm not. Because if you
yeah.
just kind of blunt that out, worse things can happen.
Yes. I am so glad you said that, Lawrence.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe this. but I know an elder who she has kind of what you're saying, but it's a different name for it. Was something with her spine, the lower spine. So she gets that shooting pain down her leg, but she just gets epidural after like every several
Yeah.
months. But it numbs it, right? Masks the
It
pain.
can, yeah, and I mean, look, yeah, it's probably a
Person.
stenosis, like a
That's it.
narrowing, yeah,
That's it.
spinal stenosis, yeah.
That's it.
So, like,
Oh, you're so good.
well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a trade-off, right? Because pain management is a thing. I mean,
hmm
it could be very tricky. So, depending on that
But could you
person's
be,
situation,
yeah, could you be missing though, like an alarm bell of
you could be. I
like
mean,
you're gonna get really
certainly, yeah. I
hurt?
mean, that's kind of why you want to address the idea of like what's mechanically going on
Mm,
versus what may be able to be solved in a different way.
mhm, mhm.
Um, because there's some things that like no amount of herbs and
Right.
spices,
Yeah,
no,
she's her
that's not going to
wit's
work.
end with this
Like
pain.
if there's a narrowing, if there's a nerve block, if there's a disc slip, if there's a herniation, it's like that's it, right?
Yeah.
No, it is fascinating. I mean, the whole world of pain management though is fascinating because there is a it's in your head component that's kind of staggering. In fact, that goes into the placebo. There was a documentary where
Mhm.
they told a woman that they were giving her a back surgery. I mean, this is like all documented.
Uh-huh.
They didn't.
Oh, so the
And
placebo effect.
she's like, my big back feels so. She thought she had a back surgery.
Wow.
So the placebo effect is actually very, 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 very real. And there are many, many documented cases of things that should be causing pain in people that don't. So there's all
Right.
kinds of stuff. And it's
Oh,
hard to
yeah.
tell somebody like, hey, it's in your head, but it kind of is. And like even that I
I
tell
know.
myself, like, there is a big component of me, my perception and in this pain loop is influencing somehow how I'm experiencing this.
Yeah.
So
Mind over
it's not
matter
to
a lot, right?
completely dismiss it, but it's also to
Yeah.
say that a chunk of pain is this kind of,
Yeah, yeah. That
mysterious phantom thing. So,
makes sense. I'm gonna have to send you this little. So I interviewed one of the parents in my class. He's an amazing fella, amazing man. If you guys remember Quan, one of my human experience hangouts, he followed. He really studied Joe Dispenza. He wound up
mm,
tearing his back apart. They insisted on surgery, all these things, and he wound up putting himself in like hotel rooms to do this work. And his mind, he goes, my mind fixed my back. And he's like
yeah,
skis and he's a runner. He does all the things now again. And he goes, I didn't go that conventional way because
yeah,
I realized I can do something. We're rewiring. He rewired his circuits in his body and he healed. I thought that was so cool.
yeah. Dispenza's got some really cool information on
Right?
that stuff on
Yeah.
healing, and so there's a metaphysical component, and
Yeah. And
there's
I'm
a
there.
lot to that.
TKV, yes. Health cures, yes. I could
Hmm.
probably get a flag for saying that, probably.
Yeah,
I even
yeah.
title things differently with our stuff here. You can't even really put health in there anymore, I don't think.
God
Like I'm just
forbid,
putting
right?
well-being, your well-being.
Your well-being. It may
Mhm.
help. That's another thing you have to say. You can't say it helps anything. So it just
Right.
may help.
May help and for entertainment purposes only.
Yes, all of this is for entertainment purposes only. Yeah, but all that being said, everything's okay, and
Okay.
we're all going to have our little bumps in the road and stumbles and
Yeah.
setbacks and things that where it doesn't play out the way that the calendar is supposed to, or the way that the
Mhm.
schedule is, or
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
that's kind of also why like thinking on your feet and learning those things, and there's a fine line between too much order, you know, where it's to the point where you're so stuck to your schedule
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then you
that
wig
you
out.
have no idea what to do when you're broken away from that, when you're untethered from the schedule. So a good mix of like, okay, I got to pivot, think on my feet about how I can get caught up. And that's what this week's going to be like, because I'm a solid 3 days behind on stuff.
Dang, and you were already like knee deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
yes,
then it's
TKB, check this
priority.
out. Yeah. Rest in peace, Ozzy.
Oh, Ozzy. I'm
He
talking
was,
about Ozzy Osbourne.
yeah, Ozzy was told how he's
Back
getting back
surgery
surgery
destroyed me. Got all kinds
destroyed
of
him.
issues from that. Oh man.
I think that's what finished him. That's what kind of
Yeah.
got on the pain pills and
Yeah,
things too, I think.
so with that, like surgeries are, Jack LaLanne comes to mind. That guy lived a very long life. So I certainly can't say he went too young, but
Mhm.
I feel like he probably had another 5, maybe even 8 years left. He was in an accident and ended up in the hospital, and then
Mm.
had to get some procedures and stuff. And like, when there's a variety of things that go on, not just having your body open, which is its own set of things. Like obviously sometimes you can't avoid that, but being in a hospital setting, being, you know, sitting we've talked about this, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
sitting in a bed.
yeah.
And then whatever pain management, some of the drugs that people get on for that. And then when their conditions remedied, they're stuck,
They're
you
stuck
know,
with the
in a loop
addicted
with
to these things. Yeah,
addicted to the meds, right?
yeah.
So
That's crazy.
that's the other thing to
So
consider
the
when you're,
recovery is very serious to do, really.
yeah.
The giant had back surgery way before I met him. When we were in Wales, he pointed out one of his houses and he goes, and that's the house that ruined my back. And
Mm,
is it socialized medicine? Is that what it's called? Yeah, where they have to like wait their turn. He
yeah.
kept
You get
getting
in a
bumped up.
queue.
Yes, you get in the queue, but for a while, I mean, he tried everything under the sun, and then it got to the point that the pills were going crazy. He needed
Yeah.
it so bad, and it was one of those 50. Who knows? Are they going to miss and you'll be paralyzed? You just don't know. But at his age, at that time, it was unbearable for him to go on. And you'll love this. He was landscaping his backyard, and
Mhm.
he by himself was carrying railroad ties. Like 60 of them, like in and
Jesus.
out and stacking them and thinking he's the beast because he is the giant. But his back's like, I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how you're done. And it's
Yeah.
just
Well, the
torn and tagged up.
shoveling that we did growing up, how many times you shovel the driveway and like,
Oh yeah, the snow,
the
man.
sore back
Woo!
from the next day of shoveling,
Yeah.
shoveling out the driveway
Hey Joe
for
Fox, you
sure.
can hijack anything you want. Nice to see you, Joe Fox.
We got some hijackers up in here.
Yeah,
I don't know if we can say that. Did I just get us kicked
I
off?
know.
Rah!
Yes, TK Bay,
uh,
they have more stuff because they pay the bill, right? Like, well, or his other buddy there, we were just there. He's been waiting for over a year he's been in very serious pain. There was a surgery he did have on his knee, I believe, and something's wrong. Nothing healed the way it was supposed to. So he's been in pain all year waiting to get back in there to get something fixed. So there's a hit and miss with it. Yeah,
there's a
they cover it
problem
all.
with it is that the issue I see with it is that insurance is by design. What insurance is supposed to be
Mhm.
is it's a hedge against what is rare that might not happen, right? So when you get like car insurance, you get insurance against things that are unlikely, whether it's like theft,
Yeah.
uh, you know, how much damage will happen to that model of car. Like you don't get car insurance for windshield wiper replacements or oil change. Those things are gonna happen,
Right.
right?
And knees are going to
But
go when you're an
like
athlete,
certain things on a car, you don't get them insured. You get so the issue with the health aspect is like when you get insurance coverage, when people get coverage for like checkups and things, it's like that's just a thing. That's like getting insurance for windshield wipers. That's
Gotcha.
clogging the system, and you
Mhm.
end up with. I mean, there's like 300,000 people a year die in Canada waiting on wait
The
lists.
wait lists are crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's all good, but the road to what is it? Best intentions kind of thing, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
you know, so there's an issue with that.
Mhm.
Like if I get house insurance, fire insurance, and then they say, okay, you could just have your house burned down and then sign up for insurance the next day and we'll pay for it. It's like that's not what insurance is for. Like you have to pay for it first. Like have
Yeah,
your
you're
house
paying
burned down and
into
then
it.
say, now I'm
Mhm.
going to sign up for insurance and now I want you to pay for the house. Like, no, you needed coverage before.
Yeah.
And that kind of
It's
gets
kind of it's
mad.
a messy system. I think it's a
It's
little messy still.
y-
And
there's a
especially here in
supply and
California.
demand. There's supply and
Yeah.
demand reality to things. It's just
Yeah.
not like you can imagine what you would want, but then there's a reality of what it actually
Yeah.
is.
And I'm
So,
not going to start a geopolitical shit show right now about
nah, yeah,
what's
but
happening
that's
insurance
that's the
wise.
problem
So
with it.
we'll try.
So
We'll try that another time. But Joe, I hope you're doing well. I bet those numbers are coming down for you.
yeah,
So
how's
give
things
us
going
give
with
us
that?
a check in. Let us know how you're doing.
Yeah,
We Oh,
Heidi.
we have here's an international. We walked in the hospital in Germany and they gave us meds over the counter for free. Didn't even have to meet with a doctor. No way. And the meds worked.
Yeah, it was paid
Um,
for. It wasn't
Tina
free,
Rush,
but you got it for free.
you got it for free
Yeah,
during the wall coming down. Wow.
yeah, it's how
Dang,
it
stress
works.
from the wall coming down. Whoo.
Like when in Germany, everybody went to one side, not the
Mm.
other. Just let that sink in.
Oh
So
boy. Well, I know too, because of your studies and your background and everything, and data and research and headlines, and you are
yeah,
in it. Um, But I want to share with viewers too that, like you're saying, you don't just reach for the anti-inflammatories. You know the anti-inflammatories can come in herbal forms too,
Oh, ton,
and
yeah.
you're very well versed in. Sometimes when the going gets tough and those cramps kick in, sometimes I grab my
Yeah.
Advil. I'm like, fuck
I
it.
mean, there's some of my favorites,
Fuck the turmeric. I'm taking an
curcumin.
Advil.
Yeah, the turmeric curcumin with the curcuminoids,
Uh huh.
which actually, like, if you look at things like the NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, the problem with those is that they actually inhibit a lot of the healing enzymes that you need. So you're blocking pain, but you're also kind of setting it up for a worse result from the healing side. Like,
Mm,
whereas curcumin, the curcuminoids from the turmeric root encourage those enzymes.
mm-hmm,
Um, black pepper helps absorb it. We've talked about that before, but
mm-hmm.
so yeah, black seed oil. That's another good anti-inflammatory. It's a seed oil, but it's a kind of anti-inflammatory product. So those are two of my favorites in that vein.
Nice.
Boron
Ah.
is a really good mineral that's
Oh yeah,
anti-inflammatory.
boron.
People
Yeah.
don't realize that stuff's
These
awesome.
these are good things for the cabinet for parents too. I know we had two big setbacks last year, two big ones. Huck broke his arm and
Mm.
then he had that tongue surgery. Both were very traumatic and both were a big deal and a big setback from his plans and things. However, I realized my mom mode made me jump into Jedi mode. I was like, stay here, like instead of I can't believe this is happening, like wow, I'm so glad I'm healing so well. Your mindset has
Yeah.
a lot to do with it. Wow, look at how fast I'm healing. This is
Hmm.
wonderful. Great job, body. Keep
Yeah.
going, body. And like talk to your body and your head and your tongue. He couldn't talk for a while even. I go, but you can talk right here. And I go, wow, thank you so much, tongue, for correcting yourself so I can have ice cream soon. Like just stuff like that. Our mind can
I did
really
it every day with when the tip of my finger was cut
cut
off.
off, right? Oh yeah.
And long story short, yeah, that happened. And I had to go into an ER, and the surgeon sewed the tip of my finger. So I don't know if you can even see it.
I
You're not going to be
remember
able to
they're two
see it on
different,
here.
right? Yeah, it's a
It's
different
hard to see
size.
on here. But this was sewn shut, and the surgeon at UCLA said that, I won't have a fingernail there. And I remember when I was healing, I would meditate about having a fingernail. So I
Nice.
have a fingernail, and there's
Hey,
no
it
bone
listened.
underneath it. But I have a fingernail. I was told I wouldn't have a fingernail. I have a
No
shorter
way.
finger, but I have a
No
fingernail
way.
that came in. So there you go. But I did. Yeah, I just kind of meditated on it every day while I was healing with that.
Just more evidence how powerful
That
our
was
minds are.
a crazy setback. This is my right hand, so I'm right-handed.
Oh, jeez. So you really had to stop, drop, slow
Ye-
down, and like focus. Yeah.
yeah, so that was a
Yeah.
trip.
Jeez. Holy
Um,
smokes.
and I
Well,
used oceanic silica while I was doing that because the two other fingers were involved in that mishap, and I knew that I was going to get those nails back. So for fingernails, silica is really good. Biotin is also really good. Getting
biotin's
enough
the
protein
one.
in also really good. So
Mhm.
that's a tip for that. You ever get your finger cut off?
Can I ask, how did you do it?
I did it with a juicer.
Oh, oh, a nightmare.
You asked, Heidi.
Oh my gosh.
Not, and it was somebody turned it
Wow.
on when I was looking at it. It was a Craigslist deal gone wrong. Now that you've asked, and I showed up to the guy's place. He had it on the porch on the patio, and it was
Uh-huh.
like plugged in.
Oh.
But I went down to look at it, and it's a Champion juicer. So you feed the top, and there's a little thing that spins underneath.
Uh-huh.
And I had one of those models before, so I wanted to make sure the thing was turning correctly below.
Oh my god.
So right when I put my hand in there, just turn it. He thought it was an awesome idea to flip a switch inside his house that powered the plug and turn it on, and in my hand went. And oddly enough, I'll tell you what, this is a crazy story. I'm giving you a very fast version. I'll probably give like a juicier version when I'm feeling a little better next time. But it was 100 yards away from the UCLA the emergency room. You could see it from the front of his house.
Oh wow.
And I looked
Okay.
at him. I'm bleeding everywhere. It was like a scene of Pulp Fiction because there's just blood everywhere. I'm like, I'm like, give me a towel, give me something.
Was he
Hands me a towel.
traumatized or was that
All
okay.
right, I'll just tell you. So
Okay.
he hands me the thing. I'm holding my hand together. I have no idea what's going on. And I said to him, I said, listen, I'm going to go over there now, like pointing to the ER across the street. I said, I need you to call the police because my car was parked in front of the house with his place with hazards on.
Oh, shit.
So I said, I don't
Yeah.
want to get a
And they're
ticket. Call the
ruthless.
police. I got to
Mhm.
go get this fixed. So I went over there, like into the ER, stumbled in.
Mhm.
They put my
Mhm.
hand in a tub of saline, and we're all staring over me, the nurses, everyone's looking just to kind of see what's, after
Assessing it, yeah.
what's left. Because I was like, I don't even know. And then luckily, good portion of the fingers, So there we go. And what was funny though, Heidi, was like while I'm like there, I was cracking jokes. And one of the nurses said, what kind of juicer is this? And I was like, it's a secondhand juicer.
Dun, dun.
But anyway, so long story short, the next day, so I'd called my girlfriend at the time and she had to come and we, sorted it all out. The next day, I got a call from him because we had phone numbers
Uh-huh.
because we obviously it was a Craigslist thing. So he
Uh-huh.
calls me the next day and he tells me that he was all distraught about everything that had happened.
Uh-huh.
And he got on it, he was on his bike and he was waiting at a stoplight on his bicycle and he got ran over. That ran his foot over and he ended up in the same ER. So he's
Stop.
like, I just got back. My foot, I'm in a walking cast. His name was Charlie.
Sorry, yeah,
His name was Charlie.
oh.
And I was like, Charlie, bro. Like people were asking me if I was gonna sue. I'm like, I'm not gonna sue the guy.
I was
Like,
gonna I know, I don't see you doing that.
it
Did
was
he
a
at least
dumb.
give you the juicer for free? Did you get
I
that?
don't think I wanted it.
Oh, Lawrence,
That
that's
happened.
insane.
That happened 23 years ago. No, 21 years ago.
Oh, no way. Okay.
That
Were you
happened
You were Zelda still? You Zelda?
21 years ago.
No. Oh my gosh.
2004,
Okay.
June of 2004.
Wow. Dang.
So,
You're lucky. That's still a nightmare to
I
me.
did.
I am constantly watching that plug touching. I don't know if I saw a visual in some
There
movie or
wasn't, and
something.
there was usually like a mesh guard that was in there, and that was the funny thing. It wasn't there, so then I was like, "Oh, there's no guard there." And then, as I was kind of like turning to tell him that,
Uh-huh.
ah! Oh God, bloody hell!
So, talk about get your mind right, and there you are
So,
cracking jokes, and then
and
it
that's
turned
what
out
it
like
was. And I was like, I'm just gonna be weird finger guy now. I mean, that was kind of like
chicks might love it.
I'm weird finger guy. But yeah,
Wow,
it's
Lawrence.
significant. When I show people in person, they're like, "Whoa, dude!"
No, I can see a difference here. Look at how
Yeah,
much you
see.
lost.
Oh,
So
there.
they just closed it up? They didn't have any pieces to put back on, did they?
Just
Or just
sewed it shut. Well, she took a little
sewed it shut?
vacuum
Mhm.
to suction out the little vacuum thing to suction out all the bone that was just
Totaled.
broken up
Yeah.
in powder. Basically, it was like she just had to clean all that out. The nail,
Oof.
she's like the nail bed. She called it like a germinal matrix. She's like that's all gone. So she's like, I'm just gonna sew it shut. She's like the other two fingers, the nails should grow back. She's like, this
Uh-huh.
finger's you're not gonna have a nail. And I was like, oh, that's gonna look weird.
Yeah.
I had an uncle when I was a kid.
Yeah,
My
here
uncle
you go.
Earl. My
Yeah.
uncle Earl was Yeah, it was. It was Fargo. My uncle Earl, which already makes me sound like I'm from the South, but my uncle Earl was missing half of one of his fingers, and that used to freak me out. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like Uncle Earl, but not
So
as
now
bad.
you're Uncle Lawrence now.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
yeah. So
Well, glad that healed well, but yeah, those
anyway,
little
I think
traumatic
that
stories, man. I tell
that's
ya.
a fun way to close this one out. I think we're gonna
Yeah.
call it an early show.
Yes. Yes. We'll call it
But
early show.
setbacks are going to happen, folks. I mean, this is the thing. And look, there's some things that are just they overwhelm the system, and sometimes it's like it's just look.
Yeah.
But perspective. If they're
Perspective.
just things that this too shall pass in short order, then use the time in the setback to kind of recalibrate and think of, okay,
Yeah.
what is coming from this? What are the lessons that I can take from this to move myself forward even better?
Yes.
So I have no doubt I'm going to be even better.
Oh yeah. Yes. Stronger than before.
Stronger
even.
than before.
Yes. Well, with that being said, I won't see you next week because I will be at a fish boil.
A fish boil.
I'll be
Okay.
in the Midwest. So I'll be Wisconsin bound, and but the following maybe we can catch up. We'll see how you're
That
feeling,
sounds
see how
awesome.
that recovery went, and I'll let you know how many cheese curds I had.
Okay.
And all that we'll talk about all
That
that
sounds
stuff.
amazing.
Thank you,
We will see
TKB.
each other very soon then. Thank
Yes,
you
we'll see each
everyone
other
for
soon.
chiming in and
I
listening
know.
to my
It was
tale.
I loved your tales, and to that
Mm.
replay crew, thank you, thank you. I know we miss yeah, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and and showing Lauren some love. I know we're on the socials at Kids Get Healthy USA,
Kids Get Healthy USA.
and I know it's here. It's like all the way at the tippy top. Rainbow Chefs Academy, Kids Get Healthy, all this good stuff. We all know those
Hmm.
fun things. They're in the description below. So
Yeah,
thank you. Thanks, TKB. Thanks for that. And we'll talk to you soon. Lawrence, I'll see you very, very soon.
you
Okay.
got it.
Okay. Bye guys. See you later.
Bye.
Have a beautiful rest of your or have a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy
Forgot
week.
and happy